Right,
I mean,
exactly.
that's just, I have small world, hook 'em by crook. I know of two people that had families that were directly impacted by that were in Las Vegas.
I did too. Yes, I had several friends,
Isn't that
business
crazy?
friends that were in Vegas and were thankfully okay, but they
Were
were
they?
at conferences at that hotel that the shooter was
Oh,
at.
really?
Yeah. So,
Judy's daughter out here, the secretary, our payroll clerk, her daughter was in Vegas at a conference at a different facility. She'd been at dinner. She was 2 blocks away from it.
oh
Walking the
gosh.
street going back to her hotel, she could hear the gunshots, and then this
Oh
wave of
my
people came
goodness.
running, and so she took off running with the wave of people.
Mm-hmm.
So Judy was up half the night talking to her. She was safe.
Oh,
Never was
good.
fired upon. Never was in the line of sight or anything.
Right.
And then my son's best man at his wedding, um, his older brother who was at the wedding, Nick, was at the concert. He and his buddy, it was near the end of the concert evidently when it took place. He and his buddies were actually leaving the venue, so they were on the perimeter as they were getting ready to leave,
Oh my
and it
goodness.
rang out. So they took off. They took off running and got to a parking garage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're in the parking garage thinking they're safe. Well, suddenly here comes this wave of people running. So they didn't know what was going on, so they ran further. Then another wave of people came running. They ran further. They ended up running 2 miles in the wrong direction.
Oh my goodness.
And had to snake back around and get to their. It took them 4 hours to get back around to their hotel.
Right.
Thankfully, they're safe. But what a weird sense that in talking to people, almost everybody just in a small space like that,
Yes.
almost everybody has a what's that 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon or something.
Yes.
Everybody
So true.
has a 2 or 3 degree separation from somebody that was involved with that.
Yes. No, it's a
I
small
don't know
world.
what the answer is on that side, but I can tell you this: I personally take it personally in terms of the safety here. I mean, I've done the school safety stuff. I've gone to the
Mm-hmm.
hearings. In fact, we just had a review. The state was on site for the middle school. Well, the day we did the drug dogs,
Mm-hmm.
he was here to witness that as well and to see that. And we had nothing in the middle school. They always hit on a locker alert on a locker or two, and it's kind of cool. The dogs will come down, and they're pretty rambunctious. And then if they smell something, they'll just sit down.
Mm-hmm.
They just sit and look at you. And then they get the ball. There's a ball they train them with. And so you open the locker and you search through things. And, and even in the situation at the high school, there were just a couple of 3 cars that were actually hit upon
Right.
that produced anything out there. And so, and one of the kids that we found it on, you wouldn't have, well, none of them. I didn't really know him very well. But the one student, nobody even knew his name. I mean, this kid was such a good kid
Mm-hmm.
that he wasn't on anybody's radar.
Wow. That's scary.
That was out there. Yeah, in that case, you reach out. I just feel like there are sometimes in the secondary,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call it a secondary mindset, whereas from an element, because I taught secondary, so I get it, and then I was elementary principal. Parents still want to be informed. Parents still want to be involved to a certain level, and so I think sometimes at that level we could do a little more calling.
Right.
Parents and making them aware. Now, look, I'm not sold on doing an all alert about. The problem with doing an all alert about a drug dog, for example, is that you'll take that information and do something solid with it. Some parents then just freak out.
Right.
Oh my God, we got this this huge problem, and we don't. I know I sent out something, on the kid that was arrested off the bus
Yes.
a while back, and I debated about sending something there because I didn't want people to think there was a huge problem. The police came up, they got him, he got off the bus.
See, I felt like
And
that was.
elementary
I
kids
like that.
weren't impacted by
Yeah.
that. We contacted a few parents directly that we thought might be upset, but went ahead and did it, and nobody said anything, but
Right.
it's kind of a darned if you do and darned if you don't sometimes.
Right. And I'm glad
On the
you
drug
did
dogs,
send that.
though, on the drug dogs, though, we're probably never going to send out anything on that because
Okay.
you'll do the right information with that. If we did anything in advance on it, we've had parents, kids have called from inside the building, their parents to say, "Come and get my car off the lot. The drug dogs are inside the building."
Oh my gosh. That's poor parenting, too.
It's horrible. It's
Yeah.
horrible. Or kids who's we've not more recently, but kids we found a kid once that had a bunch of pot on him, and the parents like, well, that's mine. You shouldn't punish them for that. I'm like,
Oh
you're
my
carrying it
gosh.
to school.
Wow.
What are you thinking?
Yeah.
I don't know. You can't. Honestly, you can't fix crazy.
Right.
Just go. Really? Are you not seeing the bigger picture here? And look, is too real with everything that's going on.
Right, exactly. And that's, one of my concerns, and I addressed that in the email, is the signs of a potential future problem. Maybe it's okay right now, but what happens...
We've actually had some in-services on that in terms of, kind of connect with kids and trying to... The good thing that has come out of this, scenario that I can take away from this scenario is we do talk a lot about around here, if you hear something, say something. Hear something, say something. And so, again, Mr. Kellums had this information in 10 minutes. I mean, from the middle of the building up to his office in 10 minutes. So, to me, on the plus side of it, if there's anything positive to take out of this, in 10 minutes we had information.
Why didn't he call the police? Because I was the first person to do that. So that bothers me.
Right, but again, I understand, and we have an ISP officer on site that travels the buildings and the campuses. Had it been me, there's no question, we'd have had an officer in the building. But, he got the information so quickly, took a look at the kids, inspected the situation, inspected their belongings, got the gist of the conversation of what the situation was, interviewed kids that were in direct proximity to what the conversation was, and found that there was no viable threat. And we do pay him to do that. Now, again, in this conversation we're going to have, I would have at least had the officer there as a backstop, even if it's just window dressing, so they get the gist of it, and then I make a phone call to parents in that regard.
Yeah.
Just because we don't call on everything. I used to have elementary parents complain, well, you should have called me on that. I said, kids get an opportunity to make a mistake and learn from it. That's what school and life is about. So I don't want to have to call you on everything.
But this is huge.
This
is huge. This is not just anything small.
This is the conversation. This is the conversation we're having with parents. And he did. He ultimately had the conversation.
And I know the boy's going to want to save his butt, and tone down the information that was probably said. That's what a kid's going to probably do. So, it sounds like he got a lesser version, probably, of what was actually said.
The kids that, let me tell you right now, the kids that surround him, they're going to rat him out pretty quickly. That's the one thing you'll know, especially with this kind of topic. The kids that are in direct proximity to hearing it are the ones that you're going to take the information from. And you're going to get three little versions of the story. So you got to take the two guys. There's an old play, Rashomon, Japanese play, and there's 5 different versions of the truth that come out. But you're going to interview the people who are in the proximity to see what they overheard. Because sometimes they're going to flat out lie to you. They are, and so, but you do have to figure out intentionality. You've got to figure out what is driving this, what's the motivator behind it, what was the intent, and kind of go from there.
Which is concerning.
And I will tell you that I do feel like that Mr. Kellums has good instincts for that kind of thing. He's worked with kids for a long time. He's done discipline for a long time at Lanesville and for us. As principal, he's new to that role, and he's got good instincts for what kids' motivations are and what the underlying issues are.
But people thought that about Columbine, too. The Columbine shooting, people thought that.
I'm going to tell you, that's a little different casing because those kids didn't have adult connections in that building, and that principal didn't. I've met that principal. He didn't know those kids from Adam.
Still, there were signs, just like...
Kid, I've met the guy from Columbine and then had a conversation with him about things going forward. And so, for example, we put in the pause. One of the reasons we have that advisory session in the high school is, and had broken those kids out to small group. I know everybody kind of thinks of it as a study hall and that kind of thing, but it's also a case where we know that if there's a kid that's struggling or has an issue, that advisory teacher is the one that's making that connection. So we've tried to put one more layer of connectivity in there because it's easy for a kid to try to blend in and get lost. And at the elementary school, you got one teacher to call. You get to the middle school, you might have 4 or 5 to call. You get to the high school, it's 6, 7 to call, and they're not always making a connection there. So that's one of the reasons we put advisory into place, so that we have kind of it's like a glorified homeroom, but there's another layer for teachers to make a connection with those kids, so they track their grades and track their progress and try to at least get them caught up and make that kind of connection with them. Our kids, again, the positive thing out of this is within 10 minutes we had that information. what we didn't forecast was the spread as it made its way through the student body filter.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's
and
still.
In that case, yeah, because as it spread out, then we could have taken some kind of proactive step to head that off.
Yes, but it's still concerning as a parent because the school's supposed to have a zero tolerance policy on even talking of committing violence, and with that statement, there should have been some type of disciplinary measures. And I heard, this is what I heard from a different parent, that the kid was bragging that the only punishment he received was he could not wear his trench coat to school anymore. And then I see other kids that I've heard, because you know how the school talks. I know another young girl that was a freshman, Trinity Riddle, was sent to alternative school for bringing alcohol into the school. But this boy makes a joke about massive harm, and he's not being disciplined, which is very concerning. It sends a really bad message, not just to him, but to all kids in that school.
Yeah, I understand your position, and I don't disagree with you. I just think that the information that you have isn't the complete information in terms of what those boys' conversation was and their intent. And really, I can't get into the other girl's discipline with you.
Right, and I know I'm just making an example. I feel like it's
sure.
That's unfair for her and this other boy. And Mr. Kellums admitted that the boys, one of the first jokes was one would have a bomb under their jacket and he would pull a string, and then the other joke was they were going to do a mass shooting. So that's totally unacceptable.
Absolutely unacceptable. You're 100% right.
There should be some type of punishment, discipline. I cannot believe it's mind blowing that those boys are still allowed in that school at this time. I mean, Ethan's had lunch detention for tardies, and you know my boys, they don't get in trouble. He's had lunch detention for tardies, and he had more discipline for tardies than this boy making such a horrible statement. And that is very concerning as a parent.
Hey, well, I understand. I fully and completely understand your position. Hey, again, though, you've got my number. You know me. So if you've got any other concerns or problem in the future, don't hesitate to call here, okay?
Okay, Lance. I feel like my concerns are not being addressed. So if I do feel like I have to address this to other levels. Okay. Thank you for calling.
All right, you have a good day. Bye-bye.
Recorded, you sucker.